Hello, this is DJ Proddy from the hinterlands of Africa. Today's topic is generational curses. Generational curses. Before I go straight to, before I go down to business, I want to acknowledge Mr. Isaac Ajakun. He's a fashionista. Yes, he's a fashion designer, a specialist in African wear. He has decided to clothe me. He said my outfits are not nice in my video, so he decided to just look at my video and sew these clothes and send them to me from Accra to this hinterland. Mr. Jaku, God or our ancestors bless you and your generations bountifully till the end of time. Mr. Jaku is located at Kumasi, Ehwiem. The suburb is Obrimpo, opposite Akoko Specs. That's where his shop is. And you can contact him on 055460450603. I take it again. +233 554604503. That is his contact number. You can also contact me and order through me. Through the WhatsApp number +233 545075470. I will liaise with him and deliver at your service. Mr. Jaku, thank you. So the costume, the shirt that you are seeing was sold by Mr. Jaku. We have not seen each other yet, just on WhatsApp and mobile phone call. He watched my video and showed it to me. So even if you are at abroad, contact him. Just send him your picture or any other person. Then he will sew them for you. He has sewn clothes for a lot of people. Famous people, Abraham Moshe and co. Yeah. So that is my clothes sponsor. Thank you very much. Let's go to business. Today's topic is Mr. Augustine and Webila Odo. Thank you very much. You are a regular viewer here. You can post your comments. Good afternoon, sir. You are greeting me. Good afternoon. Today we are going to take it slowly because it will take a hell of time. As I told you, I am not speaking to audience. I am putting this information out there. Everybody can download so that in case I die at any time, the younger generation can come and meet this information. That is my purpose. If I want to start this mission, then I have to go live on national televisions and YouTube. And I've asked you people to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You are not doing that. If you want to do that, it is go on YouTube and search for Proddy, DJ Proddy episodes. DJ Proddy episodes. Proddy. That's the Proddy. DJ Proddy episodes. Please and subscribe. So I'm just putting this information here in the media landscape, in the internet, so that generations to come will come and watch time. So if you can download, store it in a very safe place, share, so that this message will be there till the end of time. Because we rose up and watched people like Marcus Garvey, Louis Farrakhan, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nkrumah and Co. And we're also learning from them. Their videos are there. The devil's children are blocking God's message from reaching God's children. But we shall get there. They even told them not to listen to people like us. Anybody who tells you don't listen to another person is lying to you, because you are not a kid. So the topic is generational curses. Let's try to understand what generational curses or a generational curse is. Please listen to me. We are in the age of lies, deception. Everything you know is a lie. So we have parallel narratives, the deception and the truth. And they are telling you to reject the truth and cling on to the lies. So the realities of this, our life that we are living, will judge. If you believe in what they tell you, practice it, and see what your end days will be. And if you want, trust us and try what we are telling you and see what will happen in your lives. When they say curse, a generational curse, in the deception narrative, they created the impression that a generational curse is like your fathers, grandfathers, ancestors sinning against God, and God is punishing you. When you go to Deuteronomy, Yahweh said, He is the Lord who visits curses on generation, from generation to generation, from fathers to their children, to their great-great-great-grandchildren. You don't understand what this means. Please listen. It is the idols that visit curses on younger generations from their ancestors. Abosom ene etwe innocent nkwala aso esanse omon nananamo eye eboni tia omo. The Creator does not punish anybody here. It is nature that deals with people, that judges people. Nature blesses and curses. And that is the natural curses and blessings we have. But if you conjure spirits to bless you, and you go against them, they will curse you. They might even kill you. So if you enter into a covenant with a spirit, an idol, like Allah, Yahweh, Jesus, Kami, those siblings I told you, they are about 7, 9, 11, something like that, about 12. When you are entering a covenant with them, they make it clear to you that the covenant is binding to generations of yours. Even the household idols, when you throw them away, they will be punishing you because your ancestors in the house and had a covenant with them. So if you throw them away, you will feel physical torture. In my home, my hand has broken twice. My little sisters, senior and my elder sisters, brothers, we are experiencing fracture because we threw our idol away. And they told us it is Allah who is testing us. That is the deceptive narrative. So we have tortures from idols. Those are generational curses. Nature or the Creator does not punish somebody because of another person's evil. No. So our forefathers in peace said, the frog cannot sweat because the lizard chew pepper. So they say Adam's sin is in us. That is a lie. And let me tell you, in religion, they will tell you, when you convert into Islam, all your sins are forgiven. Your sins prior to reverting are forgiven. And when you are in Islam, you are worshiping Allah and you are committing sins. When you pray to Allah, Allah will be forgiving you. They are lying to you. Allah doesn't have any heaven for anybody. And Allah doesn't have any hell. Allah is also in his life. And you don't know, Allah was a man. All the gods you are worshiping were men of fame who walked on African continent and died and left. That is why you go to China, their Buddha is a black man. And he must be painted black. Fat lips, round nose, brown eyes with braids. The Buddha, every Buddha. You go to Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, anywhere, their Buddha is black man. I learned Vladimir Putin gave black Jesus to his warriors. These Jesus horrors, they are gods of war. You go to Arabia, there's a black stone there. Why is it black? They said it was white, and because of the sin, they are lying to you. Religion is the greatest lie to ever happen in human history, especially Islam. Islam from head to toe is a lie. They are lying to you. You go to the Vatican, they are worshiping Black Madonna and her son, Black Jesus. They don't show that to you. So there were men of fame who lived on the African continent and passed their test. Some didn't die, some just... You are a God, you can also achieve that, but you don't know. They passed their test, and they have been assigned to other realms to go and rule. This is what African spiritualists, quotation master and co are telling us. And that is our ancestor civilization, which we threw away. So Allah doesn't curse or bless anybody unless you have a covenant with him. That is why you are slaughtering the animals in the name of Allah, and you are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer, and they will come and tell you Allah is testing you. When you die, that is a lie. Why is Allah not testing the Arabians? The Arabians are taking all your blessings. So Allah does not punish or curse anybody. Allah cannot curse you or bless you unless you enter into a covenant with Allah. So if you are worshiping Jesus, you are wasting your time. If you are worshiping Allah, you are wasting your time. If you are worshiping Yahweh, you are wasting your time, because your forefathers have not entered a covenant with them or with that spirit in that name. This is clear logic. But those who were brainwashed will not understand, because they don't have the basics. They don't have the basics. So they say a sin in their religions. You commit a sin in their religion. There's nothing called sin. Please, there's nothing called sin on this earth. What we have is blessing or good and evil. You can do it for or against yourself. You can do it for against somebody. Every morning when you go on jogging, you jog, you get good health. That's a blessing. When you hustle, you will reap. When you sow, you will reap. That's good. So you get the benefit of that. If you are lazy, especially Muslim women sit in the house, because of that they are poor. They can't even bath nice soaps. They can't wear nice clothes, so they stink in their hijabs. Because when women are poor, the country will be impoverished. So the men can't even take care of you. Listen to me, listen to logic. If in a country, a nation, a community, the women say they won't work, the men should take care of them. For a century to come, the young guys in that generation can't even take care of their girlfriends, not to talk of their wives. They can't even build, not to talk of marrying. That is the generation we are in Muslim communities right now. So the young boys can't marry because their mothers have become liabilities generation over generation, instead of becoming assets. Instead of getting out and work and help and take care of themselves, so that they will not be liabilities to their husbands, and go a step ahead to contribute, so that they will partner their husbands to meet household expenditures and push their children higher in the educational level, so that they aspire higher and get jobs, so that they can come and take care of them. And above all, they should go another step ahead to work, hustle, and acquire assets, so that when the children grow up, they will meet assets double, father, mother assets. This is what Europeans are doing, and they are going. Arabians, their land masses are vast, but the people are small. So Libya, the country Libya is 8 times greater than Ghana, but Accra people alone are more populous than the Libya. So when they discover any little amount of oil, it outstrips their consumption. So when they say their women to live in that house, don't bring that nonsense here. So you, the Muslims watching, these statistics, you've never come across it. Saudi land, the landmass of Saudi Arabia, is equal to 6 West African countries: Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Burkina, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. But Ghanaians alone are more populous than Saudi. And they have 642 billion worth of crude oil. So their wealth outstrip them. That's why they say their women should stay in their homes and give birth more, because they want to multiply. The land is big. That is not Islam. So if you want to sit and say your woman to sit in the house for you to take care of them, you will end up in fornication, sexual promiscuity, thievery, robbery, scamming, pilfering, filth, broken homes, dilapidated structures, stagnation, stagnant water. You can't manage your drainage. You can't manage your liquid waste. You can't manage your refuse. You become so impoverished, like in the Muslim communities. This is the reality we are telling you. This is the truth. Because the realities of this life do not give a damn about your religious beliefs. It is a way Jimmy na say kasana say osu wuntia emre no so a na obo hu say wa Allah no wa dadao. Which God are you worshiping? You are not progressing. You have been misled. So we have evil you do against yourself and other people. Nature will pay you back. And we have good you do again for yourself and other people. Nature will pay you back. So in Islam, women staying in their house has been commanded by Allah. But before they die, they suffer. They break down on their sick beds, defecate, pass out urine on themselves, sit in the stench and eat. At times they even die out of stomach ulcers, hunger and starvation. And some of them become blind and stroke. So when they are practicing their stupidity they call Islam, and they stay in the homes, they eat and become obese. Into the food with the as if as no one can because you don't empower your woman. Now, Obana, what did you say? The obese woman, when they break down in their homes for a decade and over, when they die, you go to bury them, they will say nature so staying in the house as a midwife, as a Muslim woman, is not a sin in Islam, but it is evil against yourself. So nature will deal with you. This means that there's somebody over there who is more powerful than that, your Allah. Please, this is logic. Think. And I'm telling you that there's nobody called Allah. There's no God anywhere. So when you are praying to emptiness. There's no God anywhere. This is what our ancestors believed. And they were living comfortable. Before this, what people came and told you, they say God somewhere, and they say devil somewhere, they are lying to you. There's nobody called Allah. Allah is from the Arabian words, Al and Ilah. So it's a contracted form of Al-Ilah. Al-Ilah means the God. And conventionally means the most high God. When they say the most high God, that means there are other lesser gods. So there's no one God. So anything they teach you in Islam is false. The direct opposite is the truth. Allah is not the creator. Allah is not God. It's not the creator. The Quran is not the word of God. It's not the word of the creator. There's no one God. Allah Wahid is a lie. There are many. But we have national gods and lesser ones. And the national gods, there are many. Their siblings. Their parents are included and their children are included. So there's no one God. And I used to do this when I was still brainwashed. I was saying Allah Wahid in some of my videos. I was misleading people. So there's no God anywhere. If you are praying to God, you are wasting your time. If you are worshiping God, you are wasting your time. That is why you are praying, you are not receiving nothing. So, generational curse are from idols, not God or the creator. So when you say God, what precedes God, and what follows it is what will tell you the meaning of God. We are still praying hard for you. May Allah Almighty forgive you for these lies and misguidance. Then I think your mother didn't also bath nice soup since you made it clear that Muslim women don't blah 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 blah. That is Hussein Mustafa Wunam. You don't understand. I say Muslim woman, and my mother is a Muslim woman. That means she's also included. And me too, because I'm in Muslim community. Just recently, I denounced Islam. So, these creatures, there's nothing you can do to them unless you kill them and throw them away. Religion will cause a genocide on the African continent. Because you teach them common sense they can't understand. They've damaged their brains. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Today, to be very lengthy. So please, we are talking about generational curses. I am saying, when you say God or God, it is a title. You are not talking about anybody. The name God is ambiguous. Unless what follows it will show you what exactly you are meaning. So when I say, when God created the universe, I'm talking about the creator as God. I hope you understand. Then when I say, I want to offer sacrifices to my God for blessing, I'm talking about an idol. Because the nature does not take sacrifices. We don't sacrifice animals to nature, to the creator. No. It is after Muhammad that this belief came. Prior to the Constantine Christianity, every civilization believed that they worship idols. And the creator does not take sacrifices. But because these white people want to globalize their religion, that's why they came and forced us. So I'm going to show you how they did it. So they changed the narratives. They say the idols that we are offering sacrifices to, the idols that we are praying to created the world. They lie to you. So nature, which is a mechanism representing the creator, deals with people alone. Nature does not repay your children because of your sins. No, because your children didn't commit those sins. It is idols that visit curses upon generation. That is when your ancestors enter into a covenant with that idol, and later you denounce them, you reject them, they will punish you. So we have sins in religions. Sins in religions are a scam. They are lying to you. What should be sin is evil you do against yourself or somebody, and that one, nature will deal with you. Hope you understand. Then they came and said, when you commit a sin, you go to hell. That is a lie. Everything you know is a lie. So let me give you some logic, some critical thoughts here. They told us that our ancestors, our forefathers sinned. That is why we are suffering. But our ancestors, our forefathers were enslaved. So the person who enslaved another and the person who is enslaved, who has sinned. Let me read this thing to you. You see, when I mount on a TV that has a nationwide coverage, this country will be capsized. I'll capsize this country. Listen, killings, genocides, massacres in human history. Christian nations in Europe, the Americas, and Australia, etc., have killed a total of over 240 million people in human history. Islam is number 6 on the list, responsible for over 30 million deaths. I'm going to give you the breakdown. It was a Christian nation, US, which dropped an atomic bomb in Japan, killing close to 1 million people. including children and women. The people who brought you your Christianity, Anglican Church, the SDA, the Catholic Church, and the Arabians, they have killed, their ancestors have killed a lot of people in human history. And their gods, Yahweh and Allah, in their own books, have killed a lot of people. But they said our ancestors, who didn't kill anybody, who didn't enslave anybody, committed sins. What were those sins? They said they worship idols. Mala will tell you that our ancestors worship idols. That's why we are suffering. But after that, he will tell you that when Prophet Muhammad came, he war with the Arabians, conquered them and broke their idols, and told them they should come and worship the Creator. That means, prior to Muhammad, the Arabians too were also idol worshippers. So why is it that their idolatry has not become a generational curse on them? So Hussein, pull your head out of your ass and listen to intellectuality. They enslaved your ancestors. So the person who was enslaved, they were war with, conquered, captured, tortured, raped, murdered, enslaved throughout their whole lives. They were sold like goods, merchandise. They used their children to fish alligators in the lakes, ponds, and what have you. And they turned around and told us that our ancestors sinned. And because you will say you were a pig, because you are a donkey's yoke, you are a donkey, you believe in that nonsense. Foolish creature. Start thinking. Islam is number 6 in killing people. Napoleon, kill people. Leopold, kill people. Napoleon Bonaparte, Hitler. You don't know. A Chinese king, Kim Jong-un, and what have you, North Korea, about 70 million people. Africans, we didn't kill people, we didn't enslave people. We shared our resources, our wealth, our comfort, and our knowledge, our civilization with others. Our ancestors didn't sin, but they told you that they sinned, and that's why we are suffering. And now listen. It was USA which bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki and killed close to 1 million people. Christian Europe committed a genocide of over 100 million indigenous people of North America. That's the Native Americans. Over 100 million people were massacred in that continent, and they took over that continent. You've never heard this. About centuries ago, 500 years ago. And both Europe and America enslaved and colonized over 20 million Negroid Africans and treated them as subhumans for over 300 years. They also colonized other countries like India, Hong Kong, Australia, etc., and murdered millions while systematically raping and plundering their resources, even up to date, especially in Africa. They are still looting our resources. We did not loot anybody. Africans are not looting no country. But the madams and pastors are saying we don't follow God's words. That's why we are suffering. They created their religions, and the Arabians are siphoning our blessings. We should have offered the sacrifices to our national God to take the blessing, but we are doing that for their gods, and so that is also criminal. So if there was any God anywhere, he would have been dealing with them right now. So if there was any blessing that would have come from above, it should have come to Africa to liberate us. Any prophet would have come from the Creator. He should have come to Africa to liberate us, because we are still slaves. So Muhammad has enslaved you, but still you don't know. The same Christian Europe and America extincted the Aborigines of Australia and took over that continent after they put the Native American into extinction and took over that country. The same thing they did in Europe. The same thing they did to Argentina. They've wiped out all the black race. And Arabia, they've wiped out all the original Arabians. The people you see there are Europeans. But you sit here and you think they are the righteous people. But African traditional religions across the continent, which they denounce as hating, couldn't account for any. Even right now, you go on radio, TV, and you insult our fetish priests. You insult our shrines, gods. They don't do anything to you, but insult Muhammad and Allah and see, they'll come and kill you. So who are God's children and who are the devils? This is all lies, my brother. Please repent and stop insulting me. I know your problem is poverty. Allah is the most merciful. You can still repent. So such a creator. So I want to stop reading his comments because he's possessed. He's bewitched. Do you know what happened to them? I'll be reading Cleopas later. Cleopas the second letter. And you understand exactly what has happened to this guy. They corrupted his brain. There's nothing you can do to save him. Because all this information I'm putting out, he can't figure anything out. He does not understand. Here in Ghana, Malams will go on radio, Malams and pastors, and insult our shrines, our idols, our fetish priests. And when they are in trouble, they will sneak and go there for salvation. But they are there insulting them. A lot of chief imams, malams, they spotted them at our shrines when they are sick. It is spirits, idols that kills people, that show us leaves. You created them to come and serve you. But your enemy came and told you they are shirk. Don't worship them. So the blessing you get from them, you are not getting. That is why you are walking dead. Go to the mosques and see the old Muslims, the old men. They are walking dead. They've grown lean. They are impoverished. They can't wear nice clothes. They don't eat good food. No proper accommodation, no decent accommodation for them. They're so poor. And they can't cure themselves. They can't even go for medical checkups. Because you are a spiritual being living in a borrowed physical body. So if somebody tells you, don't perform rituals, don't do spirituality, it's like using a car without greasing it. And they'll come and tell you, when you are suffering, they'll come and tell you it's Allah who is testing you. When you die, you go to heaven. Why is Allah not testing the Arabians? They are there performing rituals, and they're moving forward. But you refuse. So you break down on your sick bed, suffer and die. That is what your father did. That's what your grandfather went through. Your father's grandfather, your grandfather's grandfather. And your children, yours will be worse. Your children's own will be abysmal. And no single Muslim or Christian has ever sat down to think about this. Go to our mosques and see, when you go to the back line and see the people you see there. So wretched, impoverished. They can't even build their own homes. Today, most of us are living in our parents' and grandparents' homes. We can't build. And they can't even construct proper functioning toilets, kitchens, bathhouses in their homes. So you go to Muslim community, even public toilets, they can't manage because they can't pay to defecate. So they defecate anyhow, open defecation in Muslim communities. We are speaking logic with everyday life experiences, life activities that are going on. We are not telling you history. During some time, Prophet Muhammad's time, Khadija was rich and blah, blah, blah. What has that got to do with us today? Today, we have flying cars. We have special exploration, hotels at space. We have seabed exploration. We have teleportation. And you are still telling us bullshit. Things that didn't even happen at all. Yes, you mommy, a virgin, or woman, and a papa, a carpenter. What the fuck about that? How the hell is that going to put food on my table? Talk about economic issues. Our national debt, that is skyrocketing. No madam or pastor knows even what I'm talking about. But these people get the opportunity to preach us all the time. Some of us, our messages will change people's lives. But don't give us the opportunity to talk because they are the devils. There's a cabal to put you black people into extinction. But you don't know. So let's move on. These people have killed a lot of people on the face of this earth. Even when they created their religions and they were spreading those religions, they war with people and killed them. But they told us our ancestors sinned. That is why we are suffering. The question is, somebody who was enslaved and somebody who enslaved somebody who has committed the greatest sin. That's number one. Number two, Malam, Pastor, we have rejected our own commodities, goods and commodities. So all the footwears in Ghana and African continent are imported. The soaps and toiletries, the pomades and the shampoos, our clothes, including beds and beddings and other fabric products. All our building materials, electronic and electrical gadgets and other equipment. All our farm machines, inputs and implements. All our building materials. All the bulbs, air conditioning, everything, flat screen in this country are imported. They have succeeded in replacing all our household utensils and cookware. So the money that is leaving this country, what are we doing? What are we manufacturing so that they will bring the money back to buy? Nothing. So our CD will continue falling and falling and falling and falling. And our living condition will become harder and harder and harder and harder. But who caused it? The pastor will say, bring all your worries. Jesus will solve them. He has told you that don't go and acquire knowledge and acquire a profession and acquire a job. If you acquire a profession or a trade, patronize goods in your country so that jobs will be created, so that you get a job to do. Then you get money to build your home, your dream house. You get money to marry. You get money to cure yourself your diseases. The pastor says, no, don't do that. Bring all your worries. A false Jesus will solve them. Meanwhile, when Jesus was kidnapped to be crucified, according to your own story, he couldn't save himself. Maybe you will say Jesus pretended. He deliberately allowed them to do that because they said he did it at will, because that was what God ordained. Listen, at the time they told you when Jesus was born, the Romans were persecuting the original Israelis. They were killing them and trying to wipe them away. When that Jesus was born, he couldn't save them. So Jesus cannot save you. Another logic, if Jesus, Allah, they are the creators or they are one person, God the Father, Allah, Yahweh, if they are the creator with different names, the creator created this universe based on universal laws, principles. And those are civilization, common sense. If you don't patronize your own goods in your country, you can't create wealth in that country. That is a natural law. So we live in a country that we cannot make a pin, a match in a matchbox. How is Jesus, Allah, going to make us rich? So that pastor is a walking contradiction. He does not know. But who programmed him like that? That is what we are going to talk about. You make your own goods. Let me give you another scientific proof. China, about 30 years ago, saw the truth. They saw the light. They discovered the secret. Free, compulsory, universal education in the true scientific knowledge and technology, technical and vocational. Now, about 3 years that China was able to make an aeroplane. Now they make automobiles, Shackman, and what have you. India is also doing that. So they make education. I'm an educationist, and I'm telling you history of education. Chinese government made education free, and every child was enrolled in school. And they started learning technical and vocational science and technology from KG. They started learning how to make mobile phones, automobiles, equipment, anything. And today, America goes there to take loans. Japan did that immediately when they were bombed. America shared their technology with them. And Japan did that. They made education free and compulsory. Every child was enrolled. So they have achieved 100% literacy rate and specialization. And today, Japan is richer than the whole of the African continent. A country that is 1/70th of African landmass. And 1/10 of the population of Africa is richer than all African countries combined. With our huge natural resources, Japan is richer than us. Their economy is close to $10 trillion because of science and technology. So when I tell you there's no God anywhere, I'm giving you proof. It is science that will bless you. And maybe you will say it is God who brought that size. And I'm telling you, the Creator has not revealed himself. Nobody can see the Creator. So it is knowledge that you need to acquire in this earth. So the Quran and the Bible were written by our ancestors. They came here, lived here, wrote their experiences down. And they said, Prophet Muhammad said, it's Allah who sent him as a prophet. And Allah is supposed to be the Creator. That's the greatest lie. The Creator has sent nobody. Because nobody has seen the Creator or has heard from the Creator. So the realities of this life don't give a damn about your religious beliefs. They can lie to you. And the realities will catch up with you. So Rwanda did that just 30 years ago. Rwanda is not heaven. So it's not the Bible or the Quran or any God you worship to develop your community. If you don't discover the knowledge, the truth, the science and technology to make your own goods, and you will wallow in poverty, you will pray and die. So the pastor says, bring all your worries, Jesus will solve them. He's indirectly telling you that don't go to school, don't go and learn a trade, just come, Jesus will solve them. That's why people will go to the church and say, Pastor, pray for me to get a husband. A lady who is illiterate, who has not acquired higher education or a profession or a trade, is looking for marriage. So they will pray for you and pray for you and pray for you. You will never get a husband. But there are so many men out there. If you were a medical doctor or even a nurse and you are building your home, go there, go to Circle. There are young men there. Go and take any of them in. Help him to acquire a job. You get yourself a husband. But you see ignorant pastors praying to these morons. Because the pastor himself is an illiterate. He's uncivilized. He does not know what he's talking about. So the people who are claiming they know God, don't even know that God at all. Because you claim to know God and you lack common sense. You understand? So the pastor will tell you, bring all your worries. Jesus will solve them. That means don't go and acquire a profession. Don't patronize your goods in your country. Jesus will make you rich. You see that? So don't go to school. And above all, don't even think critically about your problem and discover the causes and work at it. Just bring it through some magic wand. A false white Jesus will solve them. That is why they've prayed to us and prayed and prayed and prayed. And every day they are doing miracles. Our city is falling. Our living condition is becoming harder and harder. We can't marry anymore. We are becoming poorer and poorer. And our national debt, individual debt, are skyrocketing. We are speaking wisdom here, intellectuality. So if, say, witinu nkramai ajanai ne gumwa, you will not understand these things. They corrupted your brains. They brainwashed you. Say, you brainwash you. You wa every utimu, and I didn't nkramai ajanai gum, and I pam. Into when Jimmy, when you pose away Jimmy. When you pose away Jimmy, who say you cry, say, who caught bosoms of Craba, what Tiana was a weak criminal. One call bosoms, oh, my make on an accord. Or maybe beside a you so pie by winning. Who are calling away ye empire and a colony book. And Timosuna for a year, woman, there ye empire, now one young qua, most sorry be young quasi seminar must say, a bosom sums empire, a year, Sherrick. Oh, my brother. So, when the pastor tells you, bring all your worries, Jesus will solve them. There are two things there. He's telling you shouldn't think critically about your problem. Don't do anything. Jesus will solve them. Secondly, you shouldn't acquire knowledge. The malam has started short. Education is haram. This has been orchestrated. Then when you defy all these odds, as a Muslim or a Christian, you go to school, they kill your innovativeness and your creativity with their theoretical curriculum. So somebody is controlling your life, but you don't know. When any president on the African continent wants to change the curriculum to make it science and technologically oriented, technical and vocationally oriented, practically, so that we make our own goods, they will come and deceive his own people, especially illiterate soldiers, and they will overthrow him. Polygamy says they want to kill him. Because when we can make our own goods and commodities, then we can make our automobiles. And when we can make our automobiles, we can experiment, invent machines that will explore our countries, our lands, and discover our mineral deposits. And we can also make machines that will exploit them. And when we stop them from importation and exploiting our mineral resources, what will the Europeans survive on? You have signed their death warrant. So if ever any African country wants to change the educational system to make it science and technology, that president will be ousted. And above all, they know that our brains are more powerful than theirs. The white people know it. So if we see the secret, they use spirituality and science to make their gadgets. Spirituality is ours. So they use religion to distance us from spirituality. And they are not teaching us the true science and technology, so we are in the middle. And when we are suffering, they say it's their gods that are testing us. They are lying to you. So when Africans discover the truth in science and technology, and we are going to make our own goods and commodities, we will surpass them very soon. And we will make more powerful intercontinental ballistic missiles, more powerful weapons. They don't know what we will do to them. So do you think they will sit down and watch you advance? That is why they brought the religion, and I told you. That's why they brought the religion, and they masterfully orchestrated it to pin you down. How did they do it? In the buses, they are preaching you. In the trotro, passenger cars, they are preaching you. Busy streets, they are preaching you. Lorry stations, they are preaching you. Markets, they are preaching you. Malams are preaching with their megaphones in their mosques, morning and evening, early morning, every evening. They are preaching you. Funeral grounds, they are preaching you. Burial grounds, they will preach you. When they do the dua, they will tell you, you see, this person is gone. If you don't offer your salad, this blah, 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 they will preach you on every funeral ground. They are preaching on the media, TV, radio, and social media. Every morning, early morning, from 5 to 6, 3 pastors can come on a radio station before the 6 news will be carried. It has been orchestrated by somebody. In our schools, basic schools, every Wednesday, religious hour, Muslim children go here, Christian children go here. One amongst them, or one amongst the teachers, or somebody from the community who is a Muslim scholar or knowledgeable will come and preach them every Wednesday across the country. And in our SHS, Friday religious hour, they'll be preaching you. They will not allow African spiritualists to also come and preach our children. African traditional religion. And they have mission schools and Islamic schools, Ahmadiyya schools. When you go there, they preach their religions more than even science and technology. Into Kuala Bomba, Quran, Papa. In mission schools, they preach their religions more than the curriculum. Especially the boarding SHS. They have masses, everything is their religion. You don't know why. You go to university to study Islamic religious knowledge, Christian religious knowledge, but they have not put